back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. If you are one of my beautiful returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all of your comments, everybody who has entered in for the chance to win a free read. And I want to just say a big congratulations to the winner of this month's reading. And if you would like to be entered for a chance to win a free reading here at the Tarot Cottage, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment below on any of my videos this month. And be sure to hit your notification bell because that's how I notify the winner. But if you have found yourself here for the very first time, please join us. Grab yourself a cup of tea. I was going to say a slice of bread, if that's what you're into, or some snacks. And we'll have a little bit of a chat because we're all friends when we gather at my table. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel and drop your comment below too, because I would love to get the opportunity to read to you as well, or read for you as well. Today's pick a card reading, we're looking at a no contact situation, and we're looking at what's going on. Why is it no contact? What's happening? Will they contact you in the future? And we do have 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the Impressionist Tarot and the Pine Cone, because we're coming up onto fall and things are changing, and we definitely want to see a change in this no contact situation. Pile number 2 with the Crow Tarot here and this little orange gourd. And pile number 3 with the Modern Witch Tarot and the little pumpkin here. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting for you from Spirit, and you may be attracted to multiple piles, and that's 100% okay. This is your show. We are just living in your show right now. So whichever one you are really attracted to, my timestamps will be listed below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. And again, our topic today is no contact. What is happening? Hello everybody, in pile number 1 you were drawn to the Pine Cone here, and this is your reading. What's going on? It's a no contact situation. What's happening with this person? Why are they not in contact with you? And we'll take a look into the future and see what the future holds in this situation. But for now, what's going on in this no contact situation, Spirit? What's going on with this person? I do have the 3 of Wands coming out as your first card here. 3 of Wands can represent fire energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It does not have to, but it does talk about expansion. And sometimes the 3 of Wands can really talk about someone who may have their mind elsewhere. So they may have their mind on not just you, but there may be other options on their plate as well. No contact. What's going on, Spirit? Pile 1. Yeah, we have the Lovers. It's coming out with this Knight of Cups. This person seems like the type of person that has a smooth tongue, and somebody who is able to sort of weasel themselves out of difficult situations with that tongue of theirs. And it feels like they are a very smooth talker, somebody who is able to come forward with a beautiful offer that looks good and smells good and sounds good. But they may be someone who can't really be 100% vulnerable in a situation. They feel very young at heart, so they could be young physically as well, but they feel very young at heart. No contact. What's going on here, Spirit? And again, there's a sense too of indecision and a choice to be made. It's almost like this person is, and I hate to say it like this, so I'm just trying to pick up some cards from the floor, but it's like they could be someone that likes to sow their oats a little bit. So take that as it resonates to your situation. Someone who might really focus upon immediate gratification. No contact. What's happening, please? What's going on? We have the 3 of Swords. So this definitely feels like this is a no contact, potentially because of a third party. Potentially because there's too many cooks in the kitchen, as my mom would often say growing up. So too many people involved in the whole scenario. And there's the 10 of Swords. I feel like this person is very much aware that their decision has caused you pain. And has caused you like a feeling of destitution here. Back of deck again is 2 of Swords. So there's this choice that they have to make. And I do feel like the reason why they're in no contact right now, even though I feel like they would expand and talk to you again, but there's this expectation that you may not be willing to hear them out. You can even see her, she looks kind of unimpressed with how he's trying to convince her to expand. So it almost feels like they have moved forward into a connection to communicate with someone who isn't so, and I hate to say it like this, but isn't so easily fooled, or is more easily fooled, rather, I want to say, more easily fooled, because it's like, you know what this person's like now, and you don't trust the words that come out of their mouth. It's like you don't trust what they have to say anymore. And I keep hearing that Meghan Trainor song in my head, if your lips are moving, then you're lying. And that's sort of this energy I'm feeling of, like, they know how much pain they've caused you, and they are now really hesitant to come back around to you because they don't think you'll believe what they have to say. Can we clarify the Three of Wands, please? We see the Seven of Cups. Yeah, they don't know how you feel about the situation anymore. So that kind of stops them from approach. So I do definitely feel that they caused this no contact situation because they were involved in some sort of decision where immediate gratification was on the table, and they may have taken that. King of Cups. There is this sense that this person has a lot of maturation to do, a lot of growing up to do. When it comes to the future of this connection, we are leading ourselves into this Ten of Swords energy and into the Five of Pentacles energy. And Spirit says that this person, yeah, they have so much growing up to do, pile one. They have so much growing up to do, to mature, so many obstacles to overcome. I'm getting this sense of like young bucks running in a field with this Five of Wands. It's like competition and sex and all of these feelings of passion kind of stirred around this person. And I do feel like it was that passion that drove them. I don't even necessarily think that it was a reflection of their emotion towards you, because I do feel like they have a sense of love for you. As much as their actions don't show that, they have this King of Cups attitude towards you, and they know they've caused you pain. And I feel like that does bother them on some level. This King of Cups can become very emotional, but I also feel like the magnitude of the pain that they've caused you and the duration of the no contact perhaps here plays a part in it as well. Spirit is encouraging you to sort of find the power and the strength inside of you to push through, because at the same time, this person is trying to gain the courage to be able to come back around. Whoops, I spun that around. To be able to come back around to wield another offer, potentially. But they're hesitating because, again, they think that you're pretty mad, or you're pretty upset, or you're pretty uninterested in hearing what they have to say. And because they're so unsure about how you feel about the situation, it plays upon their confidence from being able to bring forth that offer. But Spirit is making encouraging you to release your expectations here. Can we clarify, please, the Five of Pentacles? What is the future of this connection, please, Spirit? Yeah, Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take this person a long time to grow up a little bit and to come back towards you with an offer that is dependable and that respects the uniqueness of you and the uniqueness of this connection. So Spirit is asking you not to wait around or to hold on to, not that they don't want you to hold on to hope, they always want you to feel hopeful in the present energy. But when it comes to this particular person, they don't want you staying in a state of stagnation for their sake, because it could hold you back from a real loving offer here with the Two of Cups showing itself to me as well. Yeah, we are the Eight of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords coming out for you. So there is this suggestion from Spirit. And I always say suggestion because Spirit won't make these decisions for you. And if you decided not to heed Spirit's message, then they're going to support you whatever pathway that you decide to take here. You are the CEO. You are the VIP. They are the ones in support of you. But here we have the Eight of Cups, which is encouraging you to walk away from things that are not fulfilling you. And we also have the Queen of Swords here. And she is a powerhouse who's not afraid to speak her truth. And she's not afraid to stand up for what she believes in. And she's not afraid to cut people, places, and things out of her life that are not serving her. And this could be really, I think they know this. I think they know that you are kind of fed up with it. So they're intimidated by that. Back of the deck is the Five of Pentacles, because there's an emotional destitution here that you feel amidst the separation. Let's take a look at this person's current feelings about the no contact. So let's take a quick peek there. Where is that deck? Oh. How do they feel about the no contact situation, please? How do they feel? We have Under My Umbrella coming out. There's almost like this sense of like, first of all, they're intimidated by you because this big, beautiful bird, you can see this person crawling up its back to protect it from rain. There's a sense of wanting to apologize to you, almost wanting to grovel in a sense with this card. It's not truly the meaning of the card, because the meaning of the card is really about wanting to protect a friendship or wanting to provide service for somebody that we care about. But in this case, I really feel like they want to just come back and sort of grovel for the sake of this connection. I just saw the Liberty and the Listen card. So Spirit's asking you to free yourself from this situation. My home is my castle. And we have the Elixir of Life here. The Elixir of Life, number 15. It's like stopping to smell the roses. But the number 15 also talks about things that hold us and bind us and things that attract us that may not be very good for us as well. And Spirit is, they're sort of, instead of kind of clinging to the idea of what this person's currently feeling, they want to swing it back to you and to remind you that if this person has caused you pain, has caused you disappointment, that these are experiences to add to your castle, to add to your experience. You are an observer of this lifetime. They don't want you to absorb this person's treatment of you as gospel to how you or what you deserve. Instead, they want you to just add it as an experience that you can carry forth into the future, into future love offers and situations that may require these types of lessons. How does this person currently feel about the no contact, please? How do they currently feel about what's going on? Says this is far from being over, and I do think they're gonna swing back around towards you, pile one. I don't feel like it's over, and I feel like their sense of competition, even in of itself, drives them towards you. What do you even see in me? The fact that they act and present themselves as so cocky, I don't feel like is a representation of actually who they are. I don't know if they're a Leo or if they have really strong Leo energy, because they do with this Strength card. There's a lot of Leo energy here, and if they are that Leo sign, sometimes Leos will present themselves as cocky, but it really is stemming from a deeper insecurity that they're overcompensating for. And I'm a Leo, so I can speak I can speak to that personally. I was meant for you. And they could be very good at convincing you. They could be a very smooth talker. We are fated to meet again. And I listened to every word you said. It did come out in the reversal, but they claim to have listened to every word that you said. They say that I'm right where you left me. Nothing has changed for them on the back of that deck. What are they feeling about this no contact, please? It says, I'm coming. They don't claim to be finished here. They say that you consume their thoughts. They're worried about someone coming in and snatching you up as well. That's the other thing, because they do feel an intensity towards you. That King of Cups is the most abundant of all the love you can represent in the tarot. So it's, you take my breath away. That intensity that they feel towards you may not be a comfortable feeling for them. So they shift it into sexual energy, into feelings of jealousy. It's always been you. And we have, do you miss us the way that I do? Back of the deck says, the longing eats away at me. Let's get some advice for you from Spirit regarding this situation. So advice, please, for group number 1 regarding this situation of no contact. Advice, please. We have here milk. Milk is a card of nourishment. And that's why Spirit wants us to always throw our energy into situations, things, and people that nourish us and nourish our abundance and nourish our happiness and nourish our emotional fulfillment. And if we notice that someone is not doing that for us, it's important for us to remove that person. We do have the Knife card. Feeling like we've been stabbed in the back. And then we have the Eye here. And the Eye was in the reverse because sometimes, you know, even if someone has hurt us over and over, we fail to learn the lesson, or we ignore the lesson. We don't trust our intuition. And this card in the reverse really asks us to sort of delve deeper and trust our intuition when this person comes back around, because I feel like they will. I feel like they are going to come back towards you. Advice, please, for no contact situation for pile number 1. We have Flame Tree, the start of something new. It's not over. It's not over, I don't feel. And there is this, we're fated to meet again as well. This person is going to come back around. And we do have, though, Eternal Dance, Movement, Wheel of Life, Path of Least Resistance. And then Rising Above, Clarity, Freedom, and Solution. Because Spirit says this person may continue to come back towards you in this sort of eternal dance. But they always seem to take the path of least resistance. They take the easiest road. And sometimes that easiest road leads them elsewhere. So that's why we have this. If you want peace, we may need to rise above this draw, this connection. Because sometimes these connections, they are fiery and they light us a flame, but that can be detrimental to us, kind of like a moth to that flame. Advice, please, for pile number 1 when it comes to this connection in no contact. We have here action. It says, now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you to land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. So not to lay stagnant for this person, because if we do, it's not going to lead you to a true partnership, which is where Spirit wants to lead you to. And we have work through your fears, New Moon and Scorpio. There's almost, and we have the answers you need are coming, because they are coming back towards you. There's this sense of somebody dragging their feet, not wanting to detach themselves because they're fearful of this person not coming back around, because intrinsically you want them to, even though you know it could lead to another feeling of disappointment. And that's why the New Moon in Scorpio here is asking us to work through those fears, to understand that their reactions to us are not an indicator of our worth, or even of the strength of the energetic connection that's in place. These connections come in sometimes to teach us harsh lessons, and sometimes those lessons are how to detach ourselves from the things that we feel so most drawn to, that we know are detrimental to us in the future. Let's get a charm bowl for you, group number 1. Group number 1 in the bowl, please. What can you add, Spirit, to this message of no contact, of what's happening in this no contact situation, the feelings that are swirling around here? There is the Death card, the Two of Swords, and the Six of Swords. So the Death is in the reverse because somebody's avoiding change and avoiding the endings here. It's like we have blinders on when we know what decision we have to make. There's a decisive, I feel like this could be third party, of course, with the Two of Swords having to make a choice from this person's perspective. But also from your perspective, we are the keys to our own recovery in situations like this. That deep sadness, the Three of Swords that showcased in your reading, we are the keys to being able to heal that over time. And it's by not dragging our feet towards endings that may need to happen. The death is not a physical death. Well, it sometimes is, obviously, but when I read, it's about a transition and a shift that's needed. And not to avoid that shift, because that is what's going to bring you the peace that you need. We have lots of letters in the bowl today. We have K twice. We have H and N and O. And we have a song here, and there could be music that is very significant to this connection in some way. We have forever. We do have a shovel because somebody seems to be perpetually digging themselves a deeper hole when it comes to this connection. We have music as well. We have half the yin yang here. We have the hand of Hasma, and we also have a cardinal. A cardinal appears when angels are near. All right, group number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with your situation, and if it did, I would love to hear your story in the comment section below. And if you do comment below, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also go over to my Etsy account, and I offer private readings through my Etsy account. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And if it's empty, it just means I have sold out from the previous day, but I do update the shop daily. This week will be a little bit different because I am getting married on Sunday, so I won't be able to perform readings on Monday or Tuesday. So I will be back in the shop by Wednesday, and I will be posting options for that on Tuesday evening, so be sure to check that out. But I hope that you come back here to visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a very beautiful day today. Take care. Hello, everybody. In group number 2, you were drawn to the little orange gourd, and this is your reading. So, no contact. What is happening? What advice does Spirit have for what's coming in the future? Will they contact you in the future? Let's start with what is happening here. Why is this in no contact, Spirit? I'm using the Crow Tarot for you today. It's a big deck and I have short fingers, but I am trying to navigate it as best as I can. All right, what's going on with this no contact? What's happening, Spirit? Why is it in no contact right now? Whoops, on the floor. We do have the Chariot here, ruled by Cancer, coming out first. No contact. What's happening, Spirit? What's happening here in no contact? We have the World. Ooh, we have the Three of Swords. Some similar vibes coming out with that Three of Swords from the first pile. So there may be messages for you there. The Ace of Wands. And we have the Tower energy. Back of the deck is the Five of Cups. Now we have similar vibes to pile number 1, but there is still some really stark differences coming through, because this feels like more of a no contact situation that happened because of decisions made in the past here. We have the King of Cups. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Magician. Excuse me. We have the Justice card. We have the Death card. Back of the deck is the Four of Wands, and we do have the King of Swords, and back is the Three of Pentacles. So I'm getting some pretty contrasting energies here. in regards to what the no contact situation will be to pile one. And there were similarities for me at first, because I do feel like there could be, for people watching, third parties involved. So take that as it resonates, but it will not resonate for everyone. I am dealing with collective energy. For this group specifically, there could be actual marriages or foundations or commitments that have been made that has caused a no contact over time. And I feel like that the no contact is a result of decisions that were made in the past here. So there's this choice, or just this decision that was made in the past. And I don't even feel like in the past it was a choice between two people. It was more so about whether or not I had the path open to me to express myself in the first place. And I feel like there was a hesitation. Somebody wasn't aggressive enough to express themselves in the past, which created sort of unfinished business here. But the world keeps turning. Even when we're afraid to leap, the world keeps turning. And there could even be here now, with that 10 of Cups, there could be a family situation in place with children. So take that as it resonates. There is this sense of wanting to communicate, because recognizing that I need something to make me feel fulfilled, and there's something missing from my experience, which is this emotional fulfillment. Can we clarify the 10 of Cups, please? What's going on in this no contact situation, Spirit? 7 of Swords. Yeah. 5 of Cups. So this person could be a father figure or some sort of person in a commitment situation, a mother figure, father figure in a committed situation where they feel that they have to hide their desire for this reunion from people at this time. They do have this sense of like, I messed up big back then, like I made big mistakes, and they feel like those mistakes are sort of permanent, like there's not much they can do now. We have that 3 of Swords right in the center, Spirit. Can we clarify that, please? And of course, the 3 of Swords talks about the sadness that the two of you, I feel like there's a mutual sadness here. And this person, first of all, they put themselves in positions of authority. They keep putting themselves in positions of authority. So we have the King of Cups, we have this Magician, we have the Justice, we have the King of Swords. All of these positions of like having to maintain control over their situation within their roles that they play in life. They still want to communicate, and they wish that they could do more to sort of end that sadness for themselves and for you as well, because I feel like there are things that need to be expressed. But now they're afraid of what to do with that information, and they feel like there's no going back. They feel very sad about it. There's a strong sadness, because they do feel like they are sacrificing their emotional happiness. They do feel like their Empress, their divine counterpart, is separated from them. And there's an over emotional response to that. It's like I've kind of hit this emotional outburst of knowing I need to let go of this. My heart is so set upon it, and I always had my heart set upon it, but it's like I thought I had more time to execute it. And now I feel like the smart thing would be to just let it go. There is this feeling of them wanting to and enjoying the fantasy of the two of you, and enjoying the fantasy of being able to have new opportunities to walk through, to celebrate, to have this unfinished business sort of laid bare. And I can't lie and say that they don't feel a very strong connection to you still. They have very different energy than the first pile's person. Very, very different energy. This person feels like they are more responsible, and but they're worried about this Tower. And so I feel like they're really stuck in some type of position. This Justice card is talking about how they're trying to maintain balance in their life for themselves and for others, because they're in this position of authority. And it's easy for them to fantasize about you. And it's something that they enjoy doing amidst all of these responsibilities. But if they execute their fantasies, if they step outside of these roles to create the change that they want, these towers will fall. Chaos could ensue, destruction. Things that they've built up over time could be blown away in seconds here. 7 of Cups. And that's why it's easier to maintain that fantasy, because they don't know how you feel either. They worry about how you feel. There's that Hermit. They like to think about it, though. They like to maintain the hope And I feel like they're preparing themselves almost, and it's kind of sad actually, because they're preparing themselves to carry this burden forever. Like, this is something that I'm preparing to carry for the rest of my life, because it needs so much practical planning. It needs so many plans in place to be able to get it to a place of abundance and being up in the up and up and on the outright. And this King of Swords could be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. They could be someone actually who is an entrepreneurial spirit too. So keep that in mind if they run their own business. But they seem to be in a foundation here. They seem to have walked through a foundation, and are building something up for themselves that they're fearful of breaking down. So let's ask Spirit that question about the future. Are they going to make contact to you in the future? Pile number 1. Will that tower fall, Spirit? You have the High Priestess just showed herself to me. Will they make contact? 10 of Wands. And it's been a while. I feel like this no contact has been a long road for some of you watching. Because just look at the exhaustion in that camel, but there's endurance in him. We have the 8 of Swords and we have the Queen of Cups. I do not feel like they're going to come forward. But I also feel like they still want you to maintain your love for them too, because they want to. It's not that they don't want to come towards you. It's that they feel they can't come towards you and they can't foresee a way towards you at this time. I don't even feel like they're not open to that, because we do have the universe here, but it has this beautiful bee. And the universe, it talks about sweet results awaiting when we see the bee, but oftentimes I see the bee and I see somebody who is stuck in a mode of self-sacrifice for the good of other people, having to remove themselves with the 8 of Cups, back of deck, perhaps from a third-party situation for something that isn't fulfilling them emotionally at this time. I don't feel like they're going to make moves towards you because they feel very stuck right this moment. They want to, but they don't see that they have power to wield at this time. So I don't feel like they're going to be able to actually make those decisive moves. Let's see how they are currently feeling. How do they currently feel about pile number 1, please? Or pile number 2, I'm sorry. Pile 2, how do they feel about the no contact situation at this very moment? I think so, yes. They don't know how you feel, so they're on the fence about how you feel. They know how they feel. You are right. How are they feeling about the no contact situation for pile 2, please? You have so many choices and options. You could have moved on into another opportunity as well. And if I asked you to stay, would you leave? Would you leave your situation? And you could have a very mirrored situation with the Queen and King of Cups here. Would you leave your situation and your responsibilities to come to me? And I think we should see other people, because I feel like there are other people involved here. And these are things that they have to hide. Their feelings for you are something that they have to hide. I know you from somewheres on the back of the deck, but that card really speaks to me about someone who's feigning ignorance when it comes to a person, when it comes to recognition, when it comes to somebody that they feel really connected to. How are they feeling about the no contact situation, please? I know you've been right. I'm trying to forgive myself for the actions or the inactions in the past, for the decisions and the choice I made in the past. I'm trying to forgive myself, but they're also trying to make the best out of it. I do think about the future, and when I think about it, I picture you in it. Some people do not want to see us together, and I don't care. I am situating this karmic situation. So I put myself in these roles, and I feel like it's my responsibility to see them through at this time. But I do pray about the situation. Back of the deck says, I know that we're being spiritually guided. Let's get some advice for you from Spirit when it comes to this situation with this person, to this no contact situation. Can we get some advice, please, for pile number 2? Advice for this connection and no contact. We have the Lantern. And when hopelessness sets in, we light up the lantern to sort of light our path. And I often compare it to the Star of Bethlehem. And I often think, you know, when they were on that trek towards baby Jesus in those stories, they must have had many distractions that could have deviated their path, but they didn't allow those distractions. And that's what the lantern talks about. This requires practical plans if we want to see it to fruition. But anything worth having is worth putting effort into. So it's depending on the worth or the effort you're willing to put into it. But we do not have to lose hope here. Things are not insurmountable. We do have the body, so lots of physical attraction here for you. But it was in the reverse, so I feel like you've never had the chance to maybe even be with this person in that way. So there's a desire in you, and that's why there's a curiosity that's never gone fulfilled. So you want to try to fulfill that. Back of the deck says belonging. Janet Frame, I know I've mentioned her before on my channel, how she was put into a mental institution and received electric shock therapy. And when she came out of it and went back home, she had a very skewed sense of belonging, as most of us would in a similar situation, trying to figure out where she fits in. And there's a sense of that here with your person, with you potentially if you're in mirrored situations, where you're trying to figure out what your place is in life. And the places where you may have found yourself, all of these roles that you may have taken upon yourself, I feel like there's a lot of realizations through these roles that that's not where we want to be as well. Advice, please, for pile 2 regarding this no contact situation. We have clean it up. And we have regeneration coming out reversed, which I find interesting because, and that's what Spirit says, is that this person, they're even showcasing that we don't see movement in the future, but it's because somebody in this connection feels powerless to change things, and potentially both of you. But it's this attitude within this foundation phase that either creates abundance or creates a deficit. So we are powerful manifestors. If we believe we cannot change things, then we're absolutely right, because we don't believe that regeneration is possible, which is why this came in reverse. But it's not an impossibility. I'm not getting the sense that this is an impossibility. I do think that there will be future gateways here. But here on the back of the deck is the Observer card. This fox is sitting on this egg of potential and choosing not to act upon that potential and just staying there as an observer. And that's where that regeneration card stays in the reversal stage, because we're not stepping out and creating the change that needs to happen. But of course, Spirit doesn't undermine the severe practicalities that are in place that require so much planning. And that, of course, takes time. So it's not that they're trying to minimize the effort required, because that's not it at all. They just want us to feel powerful. In these quests, there's the quest card. I feel like this person's grown and learned a lot too. The King of Swords is really intelligent, and he learns from the past, and this person has learned a lot from this connection. We also have impartiality, trying to maintain balance in acts of service, as this air of self-sacrifice about this person. They feel like part of the reason for the no contact is because they're trying to do what they feel is quote-unquote right and just in this situation. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. The feelings for you during the no contact, advice from Spirit in the bowl. Oh, we have one little card. The Knight of Wands. So this person is very attracted to you. They could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. They do not have to be. They could be. Queen of Cups. And they do want to express that this love that they feel for you is permanent. I also feel like the love you feel for them feels pretty permanent, if I'm honest. The Queen of Cups can sometimes represent as a mother figure, so please take that as it resonates. But there's a sense of them wanting to rush towards you, but they fear that because there's an impulsivity that they feel towards you. And that impulsivity could result in that Tower moment. So they restrict that. They stop themselves from acting upon it. And we have this Star in the reverse. The Star in and of itself shows hope. And that's why I keep going back to this possibility of regeneration, even though neither one of you can figure out that way right this moment. Because it's in the bowl, there is hope. There's a hopelessness that's set in, but this is just a perspective shift that's required. I don't feel like it's hopeless. I feel like there's a lot of mess that needs to come down because of this tower. And this tower, if it would fall, would create a lot of chaos. But at the same time, all of that debris, all of the dust, all of the fear, all of the pain would all settle, and then a rebuild is possible on the other side of that. But that's what we're facing if we want change. In the bowl today, my dears, we have the letters J and L. We have is. It's like it is what it is. That's the feeling of it, but it's a very dangerous place to be if we feel powerless. It's right. We are powerless because we're not putting that effort in. We have the mermaid and the high priestess. And we have the lock. So the high priest, and we have the mermaid twice. I feel like very mirrored energy here. I feel like the two of you lure each other into dangerous waters, or you feel like it could be dangerous waters. And so it's kept in secrecy with the high priestess and this lock. But the only way to bring peace to our heart is to act upon our inspired thought in this situation. And there is a really strong hope for a new emotional start by some beautiful act of, some sort of beautiful act of universal grace, or some sort of wheel of fortune moment in their favor. That's what they're really hoping for. All right, group number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated, and if it did, I would love to hear your story in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel and hit your notification bell, and drop me a comment below if you would like to be entered for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can check out my Instagram link and my Etsy link for a personal reading, but I really hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Hello everybody. In pile number 3, you were drawn to this little pumpkin. I don't know where to put it, or to this Modern Witch Tarot, and this is your reading. This no contact situation you find yourselves in. What is happening? Why is it in no contact? What's going on, Spirit? What can you tell us? And what can we expect in the future? Will they contact you? We'll get some advice from Spirit on what you should do. Of course, it's your decision, of course, but they will give you their advice since they have your attention. So what's going on? Why no contact, Spirit? We have the Star and the Lovers showing themselves, and I'm going to throw those back just for now and reshuffle. Why is it in no contact, please, Spirit? What is happening? We have the Everything is Fine card, and this deck has 2 versions of the 10 of Swords. This one says everything is fine, and the other one says 10 of Swords. So this is someone who's pretending like everything is fine when clearly things are not fine. It's like I'm okay with things being over, everything's fine, but really inside you could be incessantly, checking your phone or checking messages because it's a sad type of energy. There's a disappointment in it. It's a call from us to let go of old ideas that our egos become transfixed upon. Or maybe logically you're telling yourself you need to let go. So no contact. What's happening here, Spirit? We have the 2 of Cups. What's happening? Why is it in no contact? We have the 6 of Swords. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Why is it no contact? What's happening here, Spirit? We have the 8 of Swords. Back of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Can we clarify the everything is fine, please, Spirit? Three of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Four of Pentacles. This Wheel of Fortune Strength card keeps showing up, so we're going to pull those. Can we clarify the Eight of Swords? And we have the World. Back of the deck is the Judgment card and the Ten of Cups. Interesting energy here about a no contact situation, because things really need to be cleared up. The air needs to be cleared between the two of you. There is so much that is left unsaid here, and it feels like position gets in the way now. It feels like we feel unable to be able to express ourselves, even though we feel, you know, completely overwhelmed by the emotion. And there's almost this sense of like logic trying to tell us that we shouldn't feel this way anymore. I feel like it could be a while since you've seen each other, and it's like logic is telling you that you need to move forward, but it's, and even I feel like in a tangible, practical way, some of you actually have moved forward, and this person has moved forward, but there's still this sense of not being able to release, despite the scenario, despite the situation, despite your positions. It's like you can't release it, and it's because of the strength that you feel in this connection. The Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Cups, the Ten of, there's just such strong energies here. Can we clarify that Two of Cups, please? I feel like it's in no contact right now because there could be current relationships in place that it would cause a lot of obstacles. It would cause a deconstruction of the foundations already in place now, and cause a lot of work for us. You know, the Five of Swords are arguments and conflicts that we have to face that could create problems to our stability in places where we're already sort of already feeling a little bit not happy in. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's like I feel like I have no support in this situation as it is right now. So it feels like they have a lot to say to you, but your position could get in the way. Your position, potentially even their position too, because we have the Four of Pentacles underneath as well. They kind of use your position as the scapegoat here, as to why they can't approach you, or why it's in no contact, even though they have a lot to say. But it's this position of the Nine of Pentacles. It's this position that they've worked hard to achieve, or you've worked hard to achieve, that gets in the way of this serendipitous event that needs to happen to create, the reconciliation, to create potentials for closure, potentials for abundance, and they feel restricted in that. Sometimes the Nine of Pentacles has nothing to do with an actual physical placement. Sometimes it does. I will say that right now because I'm dealing with collective energy, and we have a Ten of Cups here. There could be a family in place with children that is in the way here, that is creating, is part of the reason why the no contact situation is in existence. Sometimes the Nine of Pentacles is just unwillingness to step outside of our comfort zone, or our ego being risked by rejection that stops them from creating the movement that's necessary. Either way, the Strength card is our call to action, because it's how we tame the fears inside of ourselves to create the change. We oftentimes have this opinion of the Wheel of Fortune that, and I mean, things are destined and fated and all of those beautiful words, but the Wheel of Fortune also talks to us about how we are the forces that act upon objects to get things into motion. We create change for ourselves too, and if we're dragging our feet, we cause a stagnation in that wheel from turning. This Four of Pentacles is concern for our home. Concern for our home, a foundation that we have started to build up, and logic is what's holding this person from reaching out to you. But it's also, I feel like, on your end too, because I'm feeling there's a lot of mirrored energy here. Your logic stops you from reaching out. It's like, I don't want to reach out either. It's like two of people butting heads. Two people in the same scenario who are butting heads. The Judgment card on the back of the deck is a call for clarity. It's a call for us to judge ourselves in order to resolve or heal anything that is unbalanced so we can create new beginnings. And it's a way for us to untether our eyes, and so we can open them and see that we're not stuck in anything, that we can act upon our feelings if we chose to. It would require a lot of effort. It could require conflict. It could require some of these foundations that are in place falling down. And these are scary things that some people are not prepared to, somebody in this connection is not prepared to do. This could be you, this could be them, and this could be a combination of the two. Can we please clarify the World card, please? Judgment again. With the dragonfly here, the key, you can see the dragonfly is carrying the key to all of our conceived prisons here. And the dragonfly is a call for transformation, but it's also a transformation that requires effort, requires boldness, requires ingenuity sometimes to navigate around the obstacles or anything that stops us from getting what we want, which is this closure. And there's so much that wants to be said. And it's intense. Like the things that want to be said, the feelings that exist here are very strong, especially when the Two of Cups is present. So let's take a look and see if we can expect contact in the future of this connection. So let's see if Spirit sees any future, if Spirit sees any future contact in this connection. Will they contact pile 3 in the future, please? We have the Tower reversed. So there could be a definite foundation in place, because the Tower reverse is a fear of change. It's like, I'm not acting because I am trying to avoid this chaos. I'm trying to avoid this change. Knight of Cups. Will they come forward in the future? Oops. Will they come forward in the future? We have the Page of Swords and we have the 7 of Cups. Back of the deck is the 3 of Pentacles and we have the Page of Wands. This Page of Wands is in fantasy mode amidst this foundation that somebody is building up. So they are too hesitant to step outside of their comfort zones. If they did step forward, they wouldn't be able to offer you the totality of what you're looking for, the fulfillment in love that you're looking for. And because they're really unsure too, they aren't convinced about how you feel. They feel really insecure about that. There is this message coming through from Spirit that they will maintain their focus on you in the fantasy realm and not act upon that focus because they're too scared of this tower crumbling. And so they're avoiding that chaos by maintaining this connection in the fantasy realm. They will be watching you at this point though, and I feel like they already are, but they will continue to watch you in the future. But I do not see them reaching out, unfortunately, because they're focused on this foundation that is in place. Let's get some of their current energies towards you. How are they currently feeling? What are their current thoughts about the no contact situation? And then we'll get you some advice from Spirit. What are some of their thoughts about this no contact situation, please? I watch you, I just can't help it. And it feeds them. It feeds all of this energy. It feeds all of their desires, their dreams, their fantasies. I wish that I had made better choices in the past. And now those choices are coming back to haunt them. You know, this 10 of Swords energy. I'm patiently waiting for the right time. And the Temperance card is a desire to come and physically mix with you. And it's a desire to overcome the winding, chaotic road that you may find yourselves on, to find yourself at the end of the day in a state of happiness, in a state of joy, truly, because the sun is always waiting for us at the end of that Temperance. We have unfinished business. And you gave me mixed signals in the past. Back of the deck says, I should have ran off after you. You gave me mixed signals. I let those mixed signals kind of sink into my psyche, sink into my insecurities, and then I should have ran after you. I wish that I had made a different choice in this connection. What are their current thoughts on the no contact situation? You were right. Whoops. The realizations that they've come to over the passage of time have led them to believe that they should have acted sooner. It's like, you were right. I knew that. Then it's almost like they knew that this would happen. There's a sense of that's like, I knew this would happen. My life started when I met you. How are they currently feeling about the no contact situation? I never imagined so much perfection. And this is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is their attraction to you that continues since they're watching you. They know how you're looking. They know what's going on in your life. They're still very much attracted to you. And that's a little bit intimidating too. I feel like you have achieved a lot, or you look great. And their perception is that you have a lot. But I want a fresh start with you. But I'm too afraid to. I'm too afraid to talk to you. It's not about what they want. It's about what they're willing and able to do. They are trying to manifest you, and they just wish that things were different right this moment. They wish things were different. It's kind of it's a sadness that's creeping in. I can't lie. It's a bit of a sadness that's creeping in. Let's get some advice from Spirit for you when it comes to this connection. Some advice, please, Spirit, for group number 3. When it comes to this no contact situation, what is your advice for group 3? We have the creature's paw. And we have the chicken. Back of the deck is the moon. And what is interesting about the creature's paw is it's the description for this card is the other forgiveness and friendship. And there's a sense of like other people being involved, a sense of friendship from the past, and really wanting forgiveness for making the choices that they made in the past, and continuing to let the same fears from the past creep into them now. They've spent a lot of time and reflection about this, and they do miss the friendship component of this connection. But this chicken card always makes me laugh. It talks about folklore and history, but it also speaks very adamantly about someone who lacks the courage to step out of their comfort zones at this time. Advice, please, for pile number 3 regarding this no contact situation. We have here to be fair. Somebody's trying to maintain balance. But it's the maintenance of this balance that's creating such an imbalance in your connection, and an imbalance inside of you, and an imbalance inside of this person. So it's sort of, it's keeping a gateway at bay, in truth. It's like our efforts are sort of, they're sort of resulting in the exact opposite of what we wanted. We have co-create with Spirit. On this card, you can see this egg dappled with potential. And when we see something with potential, we need to be ready and waiting for opportunities for it to present. And the owl is here so that we rise above to create a clear plan for when that opportunity presents, so that we can take advantage of the potential, take advantage of gateways. But instead of co-creating, they claim to be trying to manifest you, but they feel very left out in the cold, and they feel kind of hopeless in how to create change right this moment. And you could be really resonating with this message as well, as feeling orphaned or feeling lost in this situation. Guys, please. Whoops. Oh, you do have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And we have past life relationship. You've known each other before, which is why you have such a difficult time detaching yourselves, and why you have such a strong sense and urge towards this unfinished business. It's like it's like, because it's never going to be finished. It's never going to be over. You will always long to kind of be reunited in some form to this person. But there's a lot to be learned through the disconnect as well. We have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. And there is a strong sense of friendship here in this connection as well. Next, please, for group number 3. We have despondence. Someone in this connection is upset with this rate of speed that everything is happening, and they're upset that the unfinished business, quote unquote, that is required is not happening here. And we have gratitude. Truly, though, the gratitude card teaches us to bring ourselves back to the present moment always, so that we don't get lost in these states of despair or in these states of frustration when the world is not turning in the direction that we want it to. Because when we bring ourselves back to a state of gratitude, we can feel more purposeful in our actions moving forward. We can gain a clearer perspective on what we can accomplish, how we can change things, and the power and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Let's get a charm bowl for you, group number 3. Group number 3, charm bowl, please. No contact situation. Advice for group 3 in the bowl. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We have the 6 of Swords reversed, and the Judgment card. All reversals here. The Ace of Pentacles is sort of a stressor. It's like a stressed out energy of wanting to bring forth an offer, but stressing about that offer, not being able to gain the courage to kind of overcome my fears. And then we have that 6 of Wands reversed, which shows somebody who is retreating before even facing the obstacle. It's a lack of confidence that feeds into this inability to try. And that just, all it does is keep us stagnant with the Judgment reversed. All it does is create a lack of awareness of what we are able to do. And the Judgment reverse too talks about fearing change and the weakness that shows sometimes in us. And Spirit doesn't want to kind of throw us under the bus with words like that. But the fear of change showcases the weakness that we feel because we're not feeling confident. And that's why tarot can be so helpful, because if we see these reversals, we can try to resolve and change the things that are leading to those feelings. A lack of confidence specifically here, and the stress that's creating, and the ripple effect that's creating. Sometimes we have to fake it till we make it. Even the horse is looking back at him like, why are you acting confident when you don't feel it? But sometimes we have to sort of take that first step. Gratitude, being grateful for where we're sitting right this moment, and then feeling confidence even if it's not there yet. Ooh, we got a little string in the bowl. In the bowl today we have H and S. You could have gone to high school with this person with that Page of Swords. We have Dream. We have a crystal ball here. And we have the Chewbacca charm. Somebody could have had a very narrow, nerdy interest at that time. We also have the letter E. We have a guitar pick, and we have a baby foot. There could be children involved now. Aquarius energy with the star. Music is a connection because we have a guitar pick. We also have the piano. We have 2 infinity symbols. Very mirrored energy here. You could both have families. You could both be in situations that don't allow a lot of movement. We have the starfish, a sense of having lost a piece of ourselves and healing ourselves from that. And we do have a Hello Kitty here. It says, actually it just has the statement on the back, Hello Kitty, but it has Hello Kitty, so there could be even a little girl or a little female energy here. Could be a little girl in your life or in their life. All right, group number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated. If it did, I would love to hear your story in the comment section. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit your notification bell. And if you do, be sure to drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can check out my Instagram page as well for a chance to win a free mini read on a monthly basis, but you can also check out my Etsy account for a personal reading if you feel called to. And if you go there, it's empty. It just means I have sold out from the previous day, but I will be updating the shop daily, so keep checking back. But I really hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day today. Take care.